Hey guys, this is Wanda the Traveling Dutchie coming right at you from Costa Rica. We're actually filming this in my living room, and today we'll discuss how expat friendly is Costa Rica really. And at the end of the video, I'm gonna ask you some tricky questions so you can determine whether Costa Rica Expat Life is really for you or maybe not. If you're new to this channel, I'm a Dutch expat and I've been living in Costa Rica for the last 16 years. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I really ask you to do so. You'd really help me out. And please make sure you click that little bell icon so you receive a notification every time I upload a new video. So let's get right into it. Let's start sharing some facts about the amount of Costa Rica expats that we have here. So according to the immigration department, we have around 500,000 expats from all over the world here in Costa Rica. Now keep in mind, they're just counting the expats that have temporary residency or permanent residency, but not the perpetual tourists that leave the country every 90 days to, renew their tourist visa. So Costa Rica is very popular amongst expats. And that leads me to my number one reason why Costa Rica is very expat friendly. You see, you can just come to Costa Rica for 90 days on your tourist visa. And then every 90 days, you can leave the country. Now it's a little bit more tricky because the land borders are closed due to COVID. So you have to leave by air. And then you come back and then you have another 90 days. So many expats live like this here. And so having lived in 8 different countries, I can tell you many countries are much stricter and they won't allow you to do these so-called visa rounds. So that's definitely a benefit from Costa Rica. So another aspect that's very important for people to determine whether they want to move to a certain country or not, safety, right? So guess what? Costa Rica is the longest standing democracy in all of Latin America. That means that it's politically very stable, unlike its neighboring country in the north, for example, Nicaragua. Not only do a lot of people move to Costa Rica for this reason, it's also the reason why a lot of multinationals establish branches here in Costa Rica, because it's politically stable and, relatively speaking, Costa Rica has a high level of education compared to the rest of Latin America. So over 200 multinationals have established branches here, and 90% of their staff is local. So this means that this raises Costa Ricans' purchasing power. And this brings me to the third reason why I think Costa Rica is expat friendly is because Costa Rica has a higher standard of living. And Costa Ricans make, on average, more money than in other countries. For example, a month, a Tico on average will make $900. In Nicaragua, that is below $400. And down south in Panama, around $600. With this being said, a lot of expats complain that Costa Rica is very expensive. This is all relative. Yes, I will tell you that Costa Rica is one of the most expensive countries to live in all over, Latin America. The reason why I actually have made a video purely based on this subject, so I'll link it to the end if you're interested. But to me, it's all relative and it depends on who and what you compare it with. If you can compare it to other Latin American countries, yes, Costa Rica is more expensive, but there's a higher quality of living. If you compare it to, not sure where you're from, I'm from the Netherlands, or if you're from the US, I guess it depends on where from the US, but if you're from California, Costa Rica is super cheap, right? So it's all relative. Just make sure that you come here with a nice budget that you've either saved or you come with an online job. If you need help in that department, I actually followed a course on how to be a digital entrepreneur and work online and make a really nice living. In the description below this video, I will actually put a link that you can follow if you want more information on how to make money online. moving on to a point that expats love about Costa Rica is the fact that almost everybody speaks English here. You see, tourism is the biggest income source in Costa Rica, so a lot of people get taught English in school. And so it's nice for the beginning, you guys. I mean, please do make sure you learn some basic Spanish, but I can imagine that especially if you just moved to a country and you don't know any Spanish, that it's really nice that you get to speak English, right? Another reason why I think Costa Rica is very expat friendly is that the Costa Ricans, or the ticos, actually like expats. I've actually lived in a country in Latin America where this was not the case, and I can tell you, it's not a nice vibe to live in a country where people don't like expats. So I would definitely say that Costa Rica is very expat friendly, but you guys, Costa Rica is not for everyone. There's actually a lot of expats that leave within a year because it's not what they expected. Because you know, the pace of life here is a lot slower. There's a lot of inefficiency. There's customer service that you might not be used to. So I actually made a video about this, about this subject, the downsides of living in Costa Rica. I will link it at the end. Have a look, because it's always good to be well informed before you make a decision like moving to Costa Rica. I find it extremely expat friendly. I live with all the little quirks and the things that are not ideal, because for me the good outweighs the bad. I hope you found this video helpful. Thank you so much for watching. Ciao from Costa Rica, and see you in the next one.